first came, well, my dad actually came to Australia first, because at that time in the 70s they were allowing people to migrate to Australia as a family. So he came across on his own the first year in 1971, and a year later we came across and arrived at Sydney Airport at 1972. The only transport I had back in Macedonia was a donkey, or you could have horses, but I had my own donkey which took me around to places. It was a bad one sometimes, but it was mine and it took me around. I loved it. But when I turned up to Australia, there was vehicles and cars. Well, in year 4, at the time that's when we arrived, I couldn't speak English or write or read English, so it was very hard to communicate with the children during class and in the playground, and they were making fun of me quite a bit. And that sort of gets to you after a while when you hear it day in, day out. So at that time I was determined to learn English and get back to everybody and make sure before I finish in this primary school that I would top the class in learning English. And by year 6 I did that. I achieved it and I came #1 and I left to go to high school. Ethnic or European family, they look at it as the female, or if there's daughters, they should be married and have kids and stay at home and look after their husband, houses and their kids. And that's the perception. Women in business is not something they look at, and they don't see you as a female if you go into business. They see you as like you're a different breed. I always wanted to be in business. It was my dream, but I felt being a female, that was a difficult part for me to cut through that, because a lot of times you need family support to be able to get to those levels, and financial support, but when both of those things don't come your way, it makes it pretty hard. I did have 2 children, a boy and a girl. They're adult children now and they're working in their own fields, and that was hard with 2 young children to juggle those areas and study and still keep your mind focused on what you want to achieve and keep going with home duties as well. Initially for us to get started in the college business, to fund or get money for it, because we didn't have the money, we had to mortgage the house, and through that we achieved to actually get our first college, which was Lloyd's International College. And from then, other opportunities came out, and we took on our second college in North Sydney College within 7 months. We have 4 colleges at the moment, which has approximately 1,500 students across the 4 campuses and about 80 plus classrooms. And we cover the main majority of our education is English, which is a bit ironic because that's one of the languages I struggled when I first came here, and now we're actually delivering English. My future goal is to establish our colleges within countries where students can study there, still get an Australian diploma in their own country, and then they can come across to Sydney and go forward to a university degree using our diplomas in their country. I think Australia has embraced the foreigners coming to Australia, and immigration has looked at as a positive way, because for them allowing a lot of people from different countries to come here gives us a reason to be in business and teach people English, which is a really good opportunity. And I think it's great for Australia to see that and see foreigners to keep adding more and more cultures to Australia. It makes it a quite interesting country to live in.